Hello. Last lecture we have begun with the reproduction in lower and higher animals, and we completed asexual reproduction, and we also have discussed male reproductive system. Today we are going to start with human female reproductive system. The female reproductive organs or the genitalia are divided into external and internal organs. The external genitalia, the labia majora, labia minora, mons pubis, clitoris, vestibule, hymen, greater vestibular glands, breast. Whereas the internal genitalia of the human female reproductive system consist of ovaries, fallopian tubes, uterus and vagina. So, the human female reproductive system consists of or divided into external and internal organs. So, we are going to study the internal organs first. Here, you can see the diagram of the female reproductive system showing the uterus, endometrium, within the uterus the uterine wall, and on either side the fallopian tubes. So the female reproductive system, we are starting with the ovaries. A pair of ovary, they are the primary sex organs of the female reproductive system. Each ovary is suspended from the dorsal body wall by a fold of peritoneum, the mesovarium. Ovary is connected to uterus by an ovarian ligament and is connected to lateral body wall by a suspensory ligaments. So ovaries produce ova and also certain sex hormones, estrogen and progesterone. These two hormones control menstrual cycle and secondary sexual characters. Coming to the structure of ovary, each ovary is a compact structure consisting of inner medulla and outer cortex. The medulla consists connective tissue or the stroma. The cortex is lined by germinal epithelium. Oogonia arise from endoderm of the yolk sac and migrate to ovaries during embryonic development. So this is known as the process of oogenesis, which begins even before the birth of the female baby. So the ovaries contains 2 million or more oogonia, which become primary oocytes about 6 months before a human female is born. At the time of birth, about 1 million primordial follicles are present in each ovary, and only about 40,000 remain by the time of puberty, rest being degenerated. Now out of this, during every menstrual cycle, only one Graafian follicle reaches to maturity, and then ovulation takes place. The remaining follicles degenerate. As we know about the menarche and menopause. Menarche, which begins, that is the onset of menstrual cycle, and menopause, which occurs the end of menstrual cycle at the age of 40 or 45. So the reproductive span is approximately 32 years. Ovarian follicle development. Now, as we know that ovary, histologically ovary has tunica albuginea, which is a capsule made up of connective tissue, and ovary shows cyclic changes during menstrual cycle. So, the different stages of development of ovarian follicles or Graafian follicles takes place. When each follicle contains a large ovum surrounded of many layers of follicle cells. Now the follicle cells of a maturing follicle secrete oestrogen. Oestrogen is a hormone. Different stages of developing ovarian follicles are seen in the cortex region and consist of oocytes in various stages of development. In the beginning, a single layer is surrounded every oocyte, and later on it becomes a primordial follicle. The outermost granulosa cells rest on the basement membrane, encircling the basement membrane called theca follicula. There are many capillaries that are present in the theca follicula. As we know, theca interna, theca externa. Theca interna is the vascularized internal layer of the secretory cells, and theca externa is the outer layer of connective tissue cells. So now these cells begin to secrete follicular fluid, which fills up a cavity known as antrum in the center of follicle. Now this becomes secondary follicle. Now the secondary follicles mature and ovulation takes place, after which meiotic divisions occur. And once meiotic divisions occur, it becomes a mature Graafian follicle. Around 90 days or longer it takes for a primary follicle to develop into a secondary follicle. So once secondary follicle is developed, the ovum is released from the mature follicle from one ovary in every menstrual cycle, alternatively in right and left ovary. So now this mass of cells which are produced is known as corpus luteum, formed in the follicular cavity of a Graafian follicle after the release of ovum. If ovum is fertilized, corpus luteum secretes progesterone to maintain pregnancy. Now progesterone is a hormone which maintains pregnancy and relaxin towards the end of pregnancy. The ovarian cortex may also show white body or corpus albicans representing a degenerating corpus luteum in case if the ovum is not fertilized. So here you can see how the fertilization occurs within the fallopian tube. And in the right side you can see the fertilization where the sperm enters into the egg cell. Now fallopian tubes, also known as the oviducts, these are a pair of tubes lying horizontally over peritoneal cavity close to the ovary. Now each fallopian tube is about 10 to 12 cm long, narrow muscular structure lined by ciliated epithelium. It conducts egg or ovum discharged from the ovary to the uterus. It is supported by a double fold of peritoneum called mesosalpinx. The free proximal end is dilated into a funnel-like infundibulum which bears a number of finger-like processes called fimbriae at its free border. It shows the presence of an open called ostium. This funnel is quite close to the ovary of its site so that ova or the egg cell discharged from ovary are received. Ampulla is the site of fertilization. Uterus. Uterus, also known as the womb, it is a pear-shaped, highly muscular, thick-walled hollow organ. It is present in the pelvic cavity between the rectum from behind and urinary bladder in front. It is attached to the body wall by double fold of peritoneum called mesometrium. Now, uterus is differentiated into certain regions. A dome-shaped part above the opening of uterine tube, which is called the fundus, broad upper part called the body or the corpus, and the narrow cylindrical part called the cervix. Now, body of uterus receives the oviduct at its right and left upper angles. Now, uterus receives the ovum from fallopian tube. It forms placenta for the development of the fetus. It expels the young one at birth. It has 3 layers: perimetrium, myometrium, and the inner layer endometrium, which secretes uterine glands and also plays a major role in the cyclic changes in thickness during the menstrual cycle. Now, vagina is a highly collapsible and highly distensible fibromuscular tube in which the cervix opens. Now, it opens into the vestibule of vulva. Lactobacilli bacteria, which is the vaginal bacteria, ferment the glycogen and makes the mucus acidic. So, generally, the medium is highly acidic, which prevents infection by fungus. So, it is a copulative passage as it receives the penis during intercourse, and it allows passage of menstrual flow. Also, it serves as the birth canal during parturition. Now, coming to the external genitalia. Now, the external genitalia includes labia majora, labia minora, mons pubis, clitoris, vestibule, hymen, greater vestibular glands, and the breast. Mammary glands. Now, as the external genitalia, labia majora, which are present as the 2 larger folds which form the boundary of the vulva, labia minora, which are the smaller folds present posterior to labia minora, and mons pubis, it is fleshy elevation above the labia majora. Clitoris, which is the erectile organ present at the anterior end of the labia minora, and vestibule, which is a median vertical depression of vulva enclosing the vagina and urethral opening. Hymen is a thin layer of mucous membrane which partially occludes the opening of the vagina, and the vestibular glands or the Bartholin glands which occur on each sides of the vaginal opening. These glands are homologous to Cowper's gland of the male. As already we have studied regarding Cowper's gland in male reproductive system, so the similar function is carried out by vestibular glands in female reproductive system. Vestibular glands also secrete a lubricating fluid. Coming to the mammary glands produce milk. They are the modified sweat glands and they are located in the breast which are the external genitalia. And the breast is made up of 15 to 20 lobes of glandular tissue that radiate around the nipple, and the lobes are separated by connective tissue and adipose tissue. So basically the lactiferous ducts dilute and form lactiferous sinuses just beneath the nipple to store the milk, and the base of the nipple shows dark brown rounded area called the areola. And the release of milk from breast is under the control of 2 hormones known as prolactin and oxytocin of the pituitary gland. So at puberty, increasing levels of estrogen stimulate the development of glandular tissue in the female breast. Estrogen also causes the breast to increase in size through the accumulation of adipose tissue. So progesterone stimulates the development of the duct system, and during pregnancy these hormones enhance further development of the mammary glands. So prolactin from the anterior pituitary stimulates the production of milk within the glandular tissue, and oxytocin causes the ejection of milk from the glands. So here you can see the different organs, whether they are internal and external genitalia, and their specific functions. As clitoris, which is external genitalia, function is it's a sensory organ. Mons pubis, it's external genitalia, fatty area overlying pubic bone. Labia majora is external genitalia, covers the labia minora, contains sweat and sebaceous glands. Labia minora, also external genitalia, covers the vestibule. Greater vestibular glands, also an external genitalia, secrete mucus, lubricate vagina. Breast, an external genitalia, produces and delivers milk. Ovaries, an internal genitalia, produce and develop eggs. Oviduct, also an internal genitalia, transport egg to uterus, and it is a site of fertilization. Oviduct, also known as fallopian tube. Uterus, the internal genitalia, supports developing embryo, and vagina, as an internal genitalia, the common tube for intercourse, birth canal, and passing of menstrual flow. So it's a diagram of reproductive system of human female. Ovary, oviduct or the fallopian tube, uterus, cervix, vagina or the birth canal, urinary bladder, urethra, rectum. Now this is the diagram of female reproductive system showing the fallopian tube, ovary, uterus, urinary bladder, the clitoris, urethra, vagina, the labia, rectum and cervix. These are the hormones of the reproductive hormones of human, male and female, and their specific functions. The follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, estradiol, progesterone, oxytocin and prolactin. As the follicle stimulating hormone stimulates growth of ovarian follicles and secretion of estradiol, luteinizing hormone stimulates ovulation, estradiol stimulates development and maintenance of female secondary sexual character, progesterone completes preparation of uterus for pregnancy, oxytocin stimulates contraction of uterus and milk ejection reflex, and prolactin stimulates milk production. So these are certain hormones secreted in the female reproductive system and their functions. Thank you.